Hey everyone, welcome to another deep dive.
Yeah.
Today we're going to get into something that you might not think is super interesting, but we're going to try to make it interesting.
All right, let's hear it.
It is the complex world of trying to match paint colors.
Oh, yeah, that can be a real pain sometimes.
Our source material today is a blog post from qianmeng.org, and it was published on February 3, 2025.
Okay.
And Kian Meng is a software engineer who's been doing some home improvement projects, and this paint matching has really been giving them a problem.
Yeah, I can imagine, especially if they're trying to, match existing paint in an older house or something.
Yeah, this house hasn't been painted in 16 years.
Oh, wow.
So there's a lot of fading, a lot of weathering.
So you think they would just, get the same paint they used before, but that's probably not an option.
Well, the paint line has been discontinued.
Oh, no.
And to make matters even worse, the manufacturer didn't keep records of the color codes.
So no easy way to just look it up online.
Nope.
And those color matching apps wouldn't work very well in this situation either.
Well, and that's what's really interesting here is that they did try to use digital color matching, and it just wasn't reliable.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, colors can look really different in photos depending on the lighting and stuff.
Exactly. It's all about white balance.
White balance.
Yeah, you know how a camera kind of interprets the colors based on the temperature of the light?
Oh, right. So sometimes a photo looks really yellow or blue
Yeah.
because the camera didn't adjust for the lighting correctly.
Right, exactly.
Interesting. So in this case, even with all of our technology, it seems like the best solution was something more old school.
Like what?
Taking a physical paint sample to the store.
Ah, yeah. Good old-fashioned paint chips.
Yep. And Kian Meng being a software engineer, they really went all out to get an accurate sample.
What do you mean?
Well, they didn't just chip off any old piece of paint. They used a specific technique to make sure they were getting a sample that accurately showed the original color, even with all the fading.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. I guess the software engineering skills come in handy. Yeah, they had to scrape away layers to find a section that wasn't as exposed to the elements.
Oh, I never would have thought of that. But it makes sense.
But, even with the perfect sample, they might not find an exact match.
Yeah, that's the problem with discontinued paint lines.
Right, but they said that getting as close as possible is still the best way to protect the exterior walls for the long term.
That's true.
It's funny though, I was thinking, wouldn't there be times when a digital color matching tool would be more helpful?
Like when?
Like if you're trying to match a color from inspiration, not an existing wall.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
So maybe there's a place for those apps, but if you're dealing with something like this faded exterior paint, you probably want to go with a physical sample.
Yeah, I think so.
It's a good reminder that sometimes the simplest solution is the best one.
Yeah.
So we've got a software engineer who's meticulously matching paint colors for their home.
That's cool.
But it turns out there's a lot more to Kian Meng than just software engineering.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they've got this whole blog that goes back to 2011.
Wow.
And it covers all sorts of topics, everything from software development to fish keeping.
Fish keeping?
Yeah, fish keeping and meditation and even dieting.
Wow. That's quite a range of interests.
Yeah, it really makes you think.
It does. It makes you wonder what the connection is between all those things. Like, how do you go from coding to fish keeping to meditation?
Yeah, it's really fascinating.
Yeah, it's like this unexpected juxtaposition of interests.
It really is.
Makes you wonder if there's some kind of hidden link between, the precision of coding and maybe the meticulous nature of fish keeping.
Huh. That's an interesting thought. Yeah, maybe there is.
Makes you wonder what other connections might be out there just waiting to be discovered.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It really makes you think, we put people in these little boxes, like software engineer, and we think that's all they are.
Right.
Right.
And we don't think about all the other things they might be into.
Exactly. But then you find out they're also a passionate fish keeper or they love to meditate. And it's like, wow, there's so much more to this person.
Yeah. And maybe all those different interests actually feed into each other in ways we wouldn't expect.
That's a cool thought.
Like maybe Kian Meng's approach to problem solving as a software engineer is influenced by all that patience and observation they've developed through fish keeping.
Oh, I love that idea.
Yeah, that's like our hobbies and passions can actually shape the way we approach our work and vice versa.
Right. It kind of breaks down those rigid categories we put things in and shows that everything is interconnected.
Exactly. And speaking of unexpected connections, this whole paint matching thing reminded me of something I read recently.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
It was an article about how artificial intelligence is being used to create more accurate digital color matching tools.
Wait, really? So even though Kian Meng had to go old school with the physical sample, there's hope for the future of those color matching apps.
Yeah, Exactly. Apparently, these new AI-powered tools can analyze colors in a much more sophisticated way.
How so?
Well, they take into account things like lighting texture and even the material the paint is applied to.
Oh, wow. So it's not just matching a shade of blue, it's
Yeah.
like understanding how that blue will actually look on a specific surface in a particular light?
Exactly. And some of these tools can even predict how colors will fade over time.
Oh, wow. That would have been helpful for Kianming.
Right. It could be a game changer for situations like that.
It seems like the best solutions often come from blending the old and the new, like combining a physical sample with the power of cutting edge technology.
I agree. It's all about finding the right balance.
And it's a good reminder that technology is constantly evolving. So what seems limited today could be totally different tomorrow.
Very true.
So we've gone from paint matching to artificial intelligence and even explored the idea of how different interests can connect in unexpected ways.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey.
And I think there are some really valuable takeaways for our listeners.
Definitely.
So what are some of the main things you think our listeners should take away from this?
Well, I think it's important to remember that even simple things can be more complicated than you think.
Yeah, like color matching.
Yeah, especially when you're dealing with older houses or products that aren't made anymore.
It's easy to just think, oh, I'll pick a color I like and slap it on.
But there's a lot more to it than that. You got to think about things like fading and how the weather affects the paint,
And it's a good reminder that technology isn't always the answer.
right? Sometimes you just got to go back to basics like Kian Meng did with that physical paint sample.
It's kind of cool that Kian Meng, being a software engineer, knew how to get such a precise sample.
Yeah, it shows that the skills you learn in one area of life can be helpful in others, even if you wouldn't expect it.
It's like cross-disciplinary thinking.
Yeah, using knowledge from different areas to solve a problem.
And Kian Meng's blog is a great example of that, all those different topics they write about.
It's almost like they're challenging us to think about our own interests and how they might connect in unexpected ways.
Yeah, what seemingly unrelated fields in your life might actually have something in common.
Maybe there's a surprising link between your love of baking and your passion for photography.
Or your knowledge of history and your skill in gardening.
You never know until you start exploring those connections.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with this thought. What unexpected connections might you find if you start looking for them?
Keep an open mind and embrace the joy of discovery.
And who knows, maybe you'll stumble upon something truly amazing.
And until next time, happy exploring.